What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how you can become a $1 million coach. Today is October 9th and it's 2023 and we've already collected $1.267 million this year in cash for our online coaching business. And honestly, the way the business has been growing, we'll probably cross 2 million by the end of the year in cash collected. Really our first year, year and a half of business. So yeah, it's been an absolute blessing. And I want to show you the 6 steps and 6 keys, honestly, that you have to have dialed in if you want to make $1 million. There's a big difference between being on pace to do $1 million and actually collecting $1 million cash in a year. So many coaches are marketing themselves as $1 million coaches because they had a month where they collected $84,000. And any real business owner or coach that's serious about making $1 million knows that it's not about having an $84,000 month one time. It says a lot if you can do it 12 months in a row and actually be growing month over month and sustain the business, right? A lot of people will blow up. They'll have a really good month because they did a new launch, they did a challenge, they did a webinar, but then they go down in revenue. I want to show you guys how you can be a $1 million coach, right? Take home 60 to 80, honestly, probably 60 to 70% profit, 60 to 75% profit on the million, and be a blessing, help clients, and honestly just become the $1 million coach that changes your family's tree, right? That changes your life, that builds character in your clients, that builds character in you as you become the person able to make $1 million in your coaching business. So step number 1 that I want to talk about, there's 6 keys to getting to the $1 million coach status, right? Number 1 is alignment. And whenever I'm talking about alignment, I want to talk to you about this concept of the triangle, right? So I believe if you're going to be a $1 million coach and do it ethically, and when you get there, still like yourself and still be, in harmony with your purpose, with God, right? You have to be in alignment, number 1, with God, right? So some people are chasing $1 million coach status and all this money, when in reality, the money won't change your life, right? You're gonna get it and you're not gonna be happy, right? So you have to be in alignment first and foremost with God. What do I mean? If God isn't involved in this process and didn't call you to it, and you're just making offers just to make money, it's going to be really hard to get here and to like being here, right? So first you have to be in alignment with God. Then you have to be in alignment with yourself, right? With your spirit, your 3 parts, a spirit, right? Your mind and your body. You have to be going to the gym. You have to have your mindset, in alignment with God's word. And spiritually, you have to be in tune, right? And in a place to where you can be in alignment with the vision of your business, right? Why do you want to make $1 million? That's the question, right? And the third part is your business, right? So a lot of times I see people, like they have a relationship with God, right? Their spirit is probably a little bit out of alignment. Their mind is in a decent spot. Their body's in a decent spot, but they feel like their business isn't connected to God, right? So it's almost like there's an incomplete triangle happening. It's like you and God are good, you and your business are good, but you don't feel like there's a synergy between all 3, right? A lot of people wouldn't talk to you about this in regards to making $1 million, but I want you to do it in a way where you can go to sleep at night knowing you're serving your clients, you're building God's kingdom, and you're actually leaving a legacy, right? So this is where you want to connect and bring God into your business. One of my mentors, his name's Jamal Miller, he did this really well. Him and his wife started an offer where they helped people pray for their future spouse. And like people were literally getting saved on their calls, right? We do a Bible study every Monday night. We had 4 people get saved last week just in the Bible study. So for me, it kind of like brings all this together in alignment. And I believe like when this happens, there's this purpose that rises on the inside of you that allows you to be in alignment with the 3 parts of your being, right? Your mind, your body, your spirit, and your skill sets, and you can just really push forward with a ton of momentum. So even if you're not a believer, ideally you do figure this out. And for you, maybe it's your mindset, your business, or you could put something else here and this would technically work. But for me, I like having God first and kind of seeking his will with it, right? Because if God doesn't want you to pursue this, you're pursuing something that's out of alignment with a greater purpose, which is honestly your calling, right? So that is alignment, which leads us into number 2. One of the biggest things in regards to making $1 million is mindset. It's like in so many different areas, guys. You're gonna have to go to the next level in your thinking about yourself. You're thinking about money. You're thinking about spending money. You're gonna have to spend money on mentors. Like Brandon, 3 years ago, would have never been the Brandon who invested $28K into a coaching program and then $16K, just a couple months ago into another one, who has spent $400,000 on ads in the last 15 months. Like I would have never thought that I could do that or be willing to take risks like that if I wouldn't have changed my mindset. So mindset, and what I want to talk about in regards to mindset is like, what is your mind set on, right? Are you thinking thoughts like I'm a failure, right? Like this is a big one that people say, I'm a failure, right? I'll never be able to do $1 million, Brandon. Like you're crazy. How could I do that, right? You got there because of blank, right? And we basically just excuse having to put in work and make excuses and just say, oh, you know what? That's for Brandon. That's for this coach or that coach. I could never do that, right? And what you have to realize is that no, it's just a false belief. You're just actually choosing to believe a lie, right? And that's why I talk about alignment so much. It's like if God called you to it, you have a firm foundation to stand on. And that's what a lot of people are missing. They don't have a firm foundation. They're just basically pursuing a lofty goal with no mission behind it, no purpose, no alignment, and they wonder why they're not getting there, why they don't have a supernatural power or force like helping them get there. And I'm not saying God's called you to be $1 million coach, but if you are coaching and you're doing it purely and actually care about your clients, I do believe it's totally possible to make $1 million over and over again as the years go by in your coaching business and make an insane impact in the world. But you can't do it if you're believing thoughts like this. If you're thinking, I can't charge high ticket, right? Like that's like what a lot of beginners think. Or if you're scaling, it's like, when is this gonna break, right? How many of you have made 50K in a month, 60K in a month, and you have a great month, 100K in a month, and you're like, yo, man, crushed it. When is this gonna end, right? If that's you, like put that in the comments. I would love to just have some transparency going on in the comment section in these videos, and I'll comment back totally. But if you've ever thought any of these thoughts, like just throw a 1, in the comment section as you're watching. I think it'll really just help you, interact with the content, and I'll be able to reply and just kind of see who all is watching the content. So after you're in alignment and you have the right mindset, which is really a mindset of it's possible, right? If we're gonna set out on a mission, to help people be in alignment with God's purpose and make $1 million in a year, we have to believe that it's possible, right? So wherever you are, just like as you're watching this, write down, it's possible. Which leads me into the third thing. After we're in alignment, we have the right mindset, we need to figure out what we're gonna sell. And some of you are already selling, and I'm talking to you too, so don't just skip past this part. Or if you're not selling, you need to figure out what it is that you are gonna sell. And what I did here was I called this your mission and your offer, right? What has God called you to solve? Whenever there's a problem in the world, God will put a solution inside of a person. And maybe that's you. And maybe there's a way for you to align your business with a bigger purpose, to find synergy to reach more people and help more people. What is it? Why do you coach? Why are you going to make videos even when you don't feel like it, and do sales calls when you don't feel like it, and coach clients when you don't feel like it, and respond to Slack messages or whatever it is, and bring on new people and hire new people when you don't feel like it, if there's not a bigger mission involved, right? There's got to be a bigger purpose than just making money, right? Money allows you to make impact. So you have to get alone with God or get alone with yourself and a whiteboard and a coffee and figure out, like, why am I doing this business? Like, why did I get into this? So once you understand your why, It will allow you and fuel you to, make impact. And a good cheat code that I use and I suggest people using is tying the income of your business to an impact goal, right? So for instance, if I give away 10% of this, that's $126,000, 784, 126K, whatever, 127K, whatever, and some change, right? So whenever you tie the income to an impact level, right? If we make 1.2 million, I will give away $126,000. Then it allows me to focus on making this number bigger, right? So if you give away 10% of the total cash collected, right? Now I can say, how much money am I giving? And now I'm focused on giving more money instead of making more money. And a byproduct of giving more money is I will make more money, right? I have a client who does this. They're not even a Christian, right? Which I think is so cool. And they're actually giving 10% away to orphanages. So whenever you focus on making an impact first, impact driven, this number magically grows. And it's one of, God's principles in his words. So you have to be in alignment. You have to have the right mindset, and you have to have a mission and an offer. And once you have those things, then we can start to focus on really the tactical side, which is acquisition. How are we going to get people to see our solution, right? So first is we need people to admit, right? Whenever a lead opts into your funnel, whether that's they decide to follow you, they decide to opt into your webinar, they opt into your VSL, they message you a keyword, they're admitting that they have a pain point, right? And ideally, you're good enough at targeting that you know who your ideal client is. At this point, most people I work with already know this, right? Or we help them niche it down further. And if you don't know that, we can totally help you with that. But once you know who they are, we show them a lead magnet that basically pulls out the pain. So when they opt in, they're opting into a lead magnet to solve a pain point. And whenever they do that, they admit to you that they need help, right? And they become a qualified prospect. And essentially, once they're a qualified prospect, there has to be a conversion where they go from just being a lead in your lead pool, right? And they convert into being a paying client. This is just a sales process, right? A funnel. How are we going to funnel people in, from a cold audience into some type of sequence where they either opt into our VSL, they opt into our email list, they opt in to follow us on Instagram or subscribe to us on YouTube, and then they get nurtured, right, over the course of, several weeks, days, sometimes even hours, and then they hop on a call with us and then convert into our programs, right? That's acquisition. We have to have a process where we turn them from strangers into people that we're serving. And the best way to turn people into paying clients is to lead with value. I will solve this problem for you absolutely for free. Like, a lot of people watch my YouTube channel and tell their friends about it just because it solves people's pain points for free, right? So some of you watching my content, you might never work with me, and that's totally fine. And one day you might, and when you do, I will have already served you and solved some of your pain points for free. So when you come into my program, which leads me to the next point, you're actually going to get results, right? As a coach, you're helping people go from point A to point B, and you do that with a proven process, right? I mention this a lot. Dave Ramsey, incredible coach, right? He helps people go from being debt-free, so being in debt, to being debt-free, a positive money status from a negative. How? He has 7 baby steps, right? If you follow these 7 baby steps, you will get here, guaranteed, right? So as a coach, you have to have a proven process, and then under each step, you can have a mechanism, right? So for me, one of my steps is marketing, and underneath that step is a mechanism. The YouTube growth funnel, run ads to get YouTube subscribers. The Instagram growth funnel, run ads to get Instagram followers, right? VSL funnels, different mechanisms that allow you to move to the outcome, right? So you have to also know who you're helping, because some people will get better results with you than if you were just to help everybody, right? You don't want to be a Walmart coach. You want to be a Nordstrom coach, a Louis Vuitton coach, someone who is an expert at helping a select few people achieve a certain result with a certain process that is tailor fit to their needs, right? This is why most people join coaching programs and don't get results, because coaches are more concerned about just getting a payment than they are about giving value, right? The best form of marketing among any is word of mouth, but word of mouth marketing only happens if you get your clients results. And this, I've had so many coaches that have made way more money than me reach out and they're like, yo, Brandon, like, how are your students getting such great results, right? And it's because we actually care and we have a proven, simple process that if people follow, the outcome is literally guaranteed. The only way you don't get results in our program is if you don't do the work. And a lot of times it's people who, you know, underestimate the time it's going to take, underestimate the money, and then have no skill. But if you come in and you're like, yo, Brandon, I'll put in the work, I'm willing to invest some money into ads, and I'm willing to either get a skill or I already have a skill, the outcome of scaling 100% is guaranteed, right? So if you have the right alignment, you have a bigger purpose, you have a bigger mission, you're in harmony with this, and then you overcome limiting beliefs, ads don't work. His coaching program will just be the same as everyone else's. I'm a failure. I can't charge high ticket. I can't scale. I can't hire good people. My setters always suck. My closers are never in KPI. If you overcome these limiting beliefs and you get in alignment with a mission that's attached to your offer, right? And you start wanting to make more money, not just to make more money, but to make more impact, okay? Right? Like a new impact I made was like how many people are getting saved. So we just started this new Bible study, and so far we've had 5 people get saved. It's souls, right? And this number is cool, but honestly, this number has eternal impact and matters so much more, right? So you have to have a bigger why behind what you're doing. And once you have that, acquisition is honestly easy, guys, because you actually care about your students. And that's going to set you apart from everyone else. Like, why would somebody choose you versus, you know, someone else? And if you want to become $1 million coach, right, people are going to have to choose you. And here's the thing. I don't believe that I even have competition, because at the end of the day, whether they join another coaching program or not, people typically come back to me. Why? Because our students get insane results. Results are a moat around your business. Ad strategies are going to change. Funnels are going to change. You know, new diets are going to come out. New ways to get over your ex are going to come out. All these different offers that you're working on. What's going to set you apart and help you hit the $1 million coach status is having a really good offer that absolutely works on its own. They could just come to your YouTube channel and get results, right? They could watch some of your free trainings on Instagram and get results. It's more than you think when it comes to result driven, right? A lot of people, they focus on alignment, mindset, mission, acquisition, and then they skip over getting their students results, when in reality, this is what's going to keep you. And we've spent quite a bit of time here. And then the last one to getting to the $1 million coach status is simply scale, right? Once you have the right alignment, the right mindset, the right mission and offer, you have a proven acquisition channel, which is basically just some type of funnel, and it's working and it's converting at 3 to even 10x ROI, and your students are getting consistent results, then you're ready to scale. And a lot of times people want to scale prematurely. They're like, yo, Brandon, like I've already made 30K in a month. I'm ready to just drop all this money and scale ads, but their process sucks. So what you have to do is make sure all this stuff is in order. And when it is, then you're really able to scale. And all scaling is putting in more inputs that are going to create more outputs in a way where it doesn't break. What I mean by this, more inputs equals spending more on ads, signing up more clients, helping more people, right? And when you do, you will make more money, make more impact, and be well on your way to being $1 million coach. So these were the 6 keys to achieving the $1 million coach status. I hope this video helped you. If it did, leave a comment down below. And if you're like, yo, Brandon, I think I can do this on my own, but honestly, I've already got some momentum, I've got some money for ads, I've seen your stuff, been following you, and I'm really just at the journey of, at the place in my journey of like, I'm ready to scale. What I want you to do then is just click the link down below, book in a call with us, and on that call, all we're gonna do is, get a sense of where you're at, where you wanna get to, and then we'll just attack each one of the bottlenecks individually that you've been experiencing in alignment with our proven process, and just show you how some of the mechanisms we have can help you get there quicker. And if they can't, we'll literally send you on your way with a ton of free value. But if you're like, yo, I love the content, I'm ready to work with you, go ahead, click the link down below. I'll chat with you soon. For the rest of you guys, if you like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, and we'll see you guys soon.